Chandrakanti. Then the Gandharva girls arrived, expert singers and the friends of Chandrakanti. Purnamasi offered them to sing about the pastimes of Radha and Krishna and to depict them with clever expressions. Seeing Chandrakanti in Radha's body, the Gandharva girls became happy. Composing new songs, they sang high and low notes for the pleasure of Radha in the assembly. And it goes on to describe all these songs they sang. This book, you can read this till the end of time and not run out of new ideas for meditation. You can read this book until the end of time and not run out of new ideas for meditation. And it's so thin, and time is so long, and the mind is so vast. This one book can fill the whole landscape of your mind with the pictures of Radha and Krishna and their Nitya Lila and the bhavas, and so much tattva. So the first bath, this is the, I don't know if this counts, this is the pre-bath called the earth bath. Bhumi Snan. Interesting, huh? Roll in the dirt. First the Sakhis bathed Radha with water, and then they bathed her with 8 types of earth. There's 8 types of water. There's well water, there's river water, there's lake water, there's 8 different kinds of water that are mentioned in Ayurveda. There's light water, there's heavy water, there's pungent water, there's sweet water, there's mineral water, there's many, many kinds of water, and they have different attributes and qualities for health. So the same thing with earth. Now listen to this. 8 types of earth. Earth from the bank of a river, from a tata, a nadi tata miti. The earth from the bank of a river. That has particular characteristics, particular qualities, lakshana and guna. Second type of earth was that earth that was dug by a sewer. A wild boar, a wild pig has these big horns, what do you call it? Tusks. And he goes out in the forest and he digs holes. Why? Because he looks for roots. He looks for roots, roots and slugs and all kinds of little rodents and insects that live under the earth. So he's like one of these JCVs. What's it called? JCV. So he's got a built-in JCV. So he goes out there, then he digs like that and he finds something. Puts his nose right into it. Put your nose into your work. That's from them. They get their nose right into it. So then they get something. So when they dig up that earth, then it takes on certain qualities. For example, I read several studies when I was involved in a little bit in the East Coast with Gita Nagari and our temple, and they've done studies where they plowed fields with tractors. They plowed the field with tractors, and then a field right next to it they would use bullock carts. What do you call bullocks? Bale, hull and a bale. And then for 2 or 3 years they would plow the fields and grow crops and plow the fields and grow crops. Side by side fields. And what they found out is, the conclusion of the study is that the tractor runs up and down the earth, and then the earth is the same. But as when the bullock is walking with his hoofs, the bale is walking in the earth increases its fertility. The earth gets more nitrogen, the nitrogen content increases, the uric acid, everything increases just from and he's not passing stool and all these things, so it's not because it's a controlled experiment. It's not from the gober, it's just from the contact of the hooves. So knowing that is kind of a diabolical thing. This is the Western scientists. So knowing that it's a little diabolical, that the hooves of the bull have some special effect to energize the soil, that it's kind of demoniac. But what they take is, after bulls are finished, so to speak, they put their hooves in the ground, in the fields, to increase the fertility of the soil. It's a natural fertilizer. They're kind of using it in a diabolical way, but it's better to keep the cows alive. So the point I'm making is that when soil contacts something, it can become changed. So when this soil contacts the tusk of the wild boar, it becomes takes on a special quality. That type of soil was used for Radharani's bath. Because there's something about pigs are pure, even the hair of a pig. The bristles, pig is a dirty animal, everyone knows. But the bristles, it's called bristles, means the stiff hairs on the body of the pig, they're used in puja. Vraha. When Varaha shook his body to dry his body off, some of the hairs fell off. When they landed on the earth, they came up as kusa grass. So in this puja, when they do puja, they sprinkle some, they do abhishek, they sprinkle some turmeric, haldi, or some other rice flour, different things they sprinkle, like this. They use pig bristles from a boar, wild boar, like this. So it's pure. So the earth from the pig, and then earth dug by a bull's horn. When a bull's always going, when he puts his horn in the earth, that earth takes on a special quality. Earth from a doorway. Now there's some temples or whatever, there's some doorway, and then there's entranceway. So right where the doorway is, you dig the earth there. From a door, what do you say? Darwaza. Pravesh. Darwaza Pravesh. From there you take the miti. From an anthill. The earth from an anthill. The earth from the bottom of the ocean. The earth from a temple. Lots of dust. And the earth from underneath the Ganga. These are all different qualities of earth. That's why when we go to Mayapur, we take the mud we go inside the Ganga and pick up the mud, and put it on our bodies. We lie in the sun in March and February, it's nice and cold, and warm sun. And then what we find is that mud, that black mud, takes all the poisons out of our body. We feel very healthy, and our stomach becomes very fresh and also cool and very clean. Anyone's done it? Fantastic. So Radharani is, the water and earth were permeated with the fragrance of the lotus feet of Hari, who wanders everywhere. See, the whole thing about Rasa Shastra, you'll gradually discover when you read minutely descriptions of the landscape or the birds or the animals, especially Ananda Vrindavan Champu, Srimad Bhagavatam, and all these rasa granths, all the analogies and metaphors of nature and the plants and the leaves and the latas and the trees and the male and female birds and the earth, it's all full of madhurya. It's all Sringar Ras. Sringar Ras means the conjugal erotic love between Radha and Krishna. And it's all saturated, there's innuendos, and it's all indicated there. So this is, and that's why it's saying that all this earth was brought together from these 8 different places, but Krishna wanders in all those 8 different places in various forms. And all that, so that's why it's saying that when all that earth was collected, the sweet fragrance, it says that all this earth and water was permeated with the fragrance of Krishna's lotus feet. And then how so? Because he wanders everywhere. Brajagamana, Braja Brahmana. He wanders everywhere in the Goshta. That sweet fragrance spread in every direction. By the Panchagavi bath, they bathed Radharani with cow urine, cow dung, doodh, ghee, dahi. Radha, full of desire, stole the 5 knowledge-gathering senses of the Sakhis. So with these 5 substances, she stole it. Did Radha also release 5 arrows of love in the heart of Murari? It's all, in other words, Radha's having abhishek. But all the Devis are there, and all the Sakhis and Manjaris are there. But then, so there's some Leela going on one level, with all the Devis and the Sakhis and Radha. But now, there's another Leela going on with Radharani and Krishna. Because Radharani knows that Krishna's hiding there. So then the author of Vilas Manjari, the Manjaris know that there's this whole other level of Leela going on. It's like hidden talk. Like you have some friends and you want to talk something and they don't know Hindi, so then you speak Hindi and he's left out because he only knows English. So he's there with you, but he can't catch what you're saying because it's a different language. So the Devis, the demigoddesses, they don't have any access to this Ujjvala Shringhar Ras of Radha and Krishna, but the Manjaris do, the Sakhis do. The Devis are bathing, oh it's so wonderful, there's these fragrances and all this. And they don't even know that Shama's hiding in the Kunja, observing and feeling and watching and emanating and radiating and interacting with Radharani's Bhavas, and so much exchange is going on. This book is actually very, very deep. Very, very deep. And 20 and 30 years from now, then all of you students will start to appreciate it. And these are books, we're making these books after, this book came out after 25 years of my bhajan. What year was it? I don't know. 2000. So 25 years. 75 was initiated. So bhajan grows and develops and deepens. So you have everything. Artha chanting, you have Sambandha, Gayatri. You have everything. You just dive deep. Put on some tanks. Put on some scuba tanks. And go down. Further than you think you can go, keep going. So this Panchagavi, okay, Panchagavi, so what? Okay, Panchagavi. No, this Panchagavi is 5 arrows in the heart. The cow dung is 1 arrow, and then the dahi is 1 bana. Dahi bana, right? Bana means arrow. Gobar bana, dahi bana, dud bana. So the Radharani, they're pouring Panchagavi over Radha, and when Krishna sees that Panchagavi, then 5 arrows hit his heart. Kamadev hits his. Kamadev is Panchashare. Panchashare is another dusra name for Kamadev. Kandarpa, Panchashare, Manmata. Manmata is the name for Cupid. Manmata. And Krishna's name is Manmata. Krishna. Starting from the east and ending in the north, the Sakhis held pots made of gold, silver, and 16 types of earth. The previous 8 types of earth plus earth, they had pots with earth, right? 8 pots with 8 different kinds of earth. Now there's 8 more kinds of earth. Did you know that? There's 16 types of earth. The earth from the door of a king. Rajmiti. This is extraordinary topics. The earth from the juncture of 4 roads. Chorai. Called Chorai? Chorai. We're in the middle. Because they didn't have cement roads in those days. And asphalt roads. They had miti karasta. So the earth from the 4 roads. Charasta. Bhumi. Little plug for pure living. No? Then, the earth dug by an elephant's tusk. And all these guys, they don't want to be, all these big heroes don't want to be left out. The bull, my horns. The elephant, my tusk. The boar, my tusks. They're really throwing in their tusks there. Then the earth from both banks of a river. You know, that's special when you mix the 2 banks. Ek tata, dusra tata, dono tata. Dono tata miti. Then the earth from a cow pen. Cow pen means goshala. That's very purifying. Whenever we go over here to pet the cow or feed the cow, there's a road that goes around. You can walk on that road around and then feed the cow from the road. But I deliberately, because I'm going on Parikma, bare feet, I deliberately enter into the goshala, walk across the goshala, and go inside the goshala and approach the cow. Because I've read in so many shastras, as soon as you touch your feet on the earth where a cow has walked, so many sins go out of your body. So many sins go out of your body. You know, there's a road out here in the corner. It goes like this and like that. You know, right at the corner. There's a cow right there. You can walk on the road, and there's a trough right next to the road. You can put the food in the trough, and you can eat it. Or you can lean over. Because there may be cow dung in there, you don't want to step in the cow dung. That's very bad. You don't step in the cow dung. So you stay in a rasta, nice, clean feet, clean Reeboks, everything nice. I'm not wearing it. So I go right there. Oh, I stepped in cow dung. Oh, bliss. Nectar. So that's why it's saying this earth from the Goshala is offered in Radharani's Raj Abhishek. Radharani ki jai. There's a lot of earth here. Let's get down to earth. And let's not forget, there's also the earth taken from where 3 roads come together, called a Y junction, no? And then there's also earth from a village. Village earth, not Delhi dirt. No Delhi dirt. So now we have 16 types of earth. And what are they going to do with it? After filling all these pots with water, flour, ghee, milk, and yogurt, they bathe Radha. A Rig Veda brahmachari and a Samaveda brahmachari bathed Radha in honey and kusa water respectively. So there were two brahmacharis there. Brahmacharis means that they were like Brahma Kumaras. They were 9, 10 years old. Not yet men. So there are also two boys there. A Rig Veda brahmachari and a Samaveda brahmachari. When the Shanti Mantras were chanted to remove all obstacles, Hari became more eager to meet Radha without any restrictions. What are those mantras that Shasti, what do they chant to remove obstacles? Swasti, swasti. Swasti Nanam, Swasti Nanam. Then, O Gandharva friend, look, while the brahmacharis are chanting mantras, Purnamasi is holding a pot high in the air. Will Radha now become the ruler with the chanting of the Rajasuya mantra? After sprinkling fragrant kumkum powders on Radha, they use the golden Sahasradhara. You know that pot they have, they hold over that tali, they hold over Radharani, and all the rain goes through. 1,000 hold like tali, golden. With 1,000 to create a rain shower effect, to bathe her one after the other with herbs, scents, seeds, flowers, fruits, jewels, accompanied by mantras from the Yajurveda. The streams of glistening water falling from the Sahasradhara cannot be compared with anything in the 14 worlds. While the brahmacharis chanted Rig Veda mantras, Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Param Sara Pashyanti Soyo Jiva Chaksvartatam Tavipraso Drigivamsa Samindate Vishnu Yat Paramam Param. That's Rig Veda. One. I know one. Purnamasi put on a kusa grass ring, soaked her hands in gorochan, a yellow pigment derived from cows, and then, though blinded with tears of joy, she touched the head and throat of Radha. Amazing. She put on a Purnamasi, because she's like yogi, she's a guru for all the Vrajvasis. Yogamaya. She put on a kusa grass ring. You wrap kusa grass around your ring. Then she washed her hands in gorochan. It's yellow. It's a yellow, bright yellow-green color, pigment. Comes from sometimes they say the hoof of the cow, but it's actually some organ, maybe gallbladder, something inside the cow. After they die naturally, they get it. And it's used in Shringhar. It's very fragrant also, greenish yellow color. And it's very pure, purifying. So Purnamasi rubbed her hands with gorochan. It's nothing to do with the hoofs of the cow, sometimes they say. It's a pigment secreted by some organ. So she rubbed her hands with this greenish yellow color, and what did she do then? And then she cried, she was blinded with tears of joy. She touched the throat of Radharani. She touched Radharani's throat, and she touched her head, and left some yellow mark there, auspicious mark. Just like in Hindu marriage, when a girl is going to be betrothed, they cover her hands with haldi, her palms of her hand, at least in tradition, village tradition. This is Vedic tradition. You read that